Pacman Jones of Savannah Seaport News here, and our first piece of news on Friday, June the 23rd at approximately 6:25 p.m. SWAT and Savannah Chatham Narcotics team were serving a search warrant at the 500 block of West 38th Street in Savannah, Georgia. That was kind of close to Borough Street. Now, during this search warrant, well, before the SWAT team could even enter inside the building, shots were fired within the home, leaving one person dead and another person injured. The man killed inside the home was 72-year-old Shep Morrell, and the man injured inside the home was James Miller, who's 46. They both were transported to Memorial University Medical Center. And more information about the shooting: witnesses and officers revealed that law enforcement deployed a distraction device and a non-lethal pepper ball projectiles during the execution of the search warrant. Chief Lumpkin was really, steady about saying that no guns were fired by officers during the incident. He was really, really repeating that. He was really on point with just saying that no officers fired any guns from outside the home. So I wanted to do an update to see who gun actually killed Shep Morrell, like where the bullets came from that actually killed Shep, the 72-year-old. It's been a few days since the investigation, so I thought I have some type of update for who shot Shep, because if it's not the police, then it's obviously somebody within the home. Even though a lot of people don't believe that, a lot of people believe that Savannah police or the SWAT team could have killed him. I just say just let the GBI do its job, and what they find out from the information that they searched on the scene, that's the only information that I could give. But as of right now, there's no other updates about this, but I'm pretty sure I'll do an update for this case relatively soon. Now, in some other news, we actually had an armed robbery at a fast foods gas station on Highway 21 in Port Wentworth. Now, in Port Wentworth, this actually happened around 12:40 a.m. where they believe that Jesse James McCray, who ages 21, actually walked inside the store with a gun demanding for money. And the weird part about it all is that the person that he was robbing, the lady, she actually was robbed a year ago at the same location, the same store, and she just recently just came back because of getting robbed. And she wasn't there at her job for long until somebody just sticks a gun in her face and holds her up. But they actually caught this guy. They actually caught him yesterday. He was arrested this Friday after a 2-hour standoff with police. They said that he got arrested because a tip from within the community led them to McCray's location. So yeah, this guy, pretty sure he didn't get away with much. Well, during the time that he did get away with it, he couldn't have robbed that store for no more than $1,000. Now you got to do 20 years in jail. So good riddance. And then some more other news. We actually had a shooting on East 39th and Live Oak Streets. Now this happened around 7:30 p.m. on Thursday, June the 22nd. Now they said a 16-year-old male was shot while riding a bicycle, according to police. The teen suffered a non-life-threatening gunshot injury. The vehicle and residents were also struck by gunfire. The incident is still under investigation, but police do not believe this is a random shooting. And also in some other news, we actually had an armed robbery at a cookout restaurant on Abercorn. That's right across the street from Publix. Now this armed robbery and carjacking happened on Tuesday night. The victim said that he was leaving from the parking lot of the cookout sometime before 9:30 p.m. when two armed males stopped him. They got him into the vehicle with the victim and told him to drive. While on Veterans Parkway, the suspect made the victim to stop and get out the car. They forced him to leave behind his shirt and shoes. The suspect fled in the vehicle, which was later discovered crashed at Richmond Drive and Parkersburg Road. The two suspects were not at the scene of the crash when Metro arrived. The victim walked to King George Boulevard and Highway 204, where he called for help. Fortunately, he wasn't hurt. That's a good thing. Now, with all this crime happening in Savannah from this year, you got to compare it to last year and see was it as violent as it was last year? And as far as homicides, from 2016 we were at 29 homicides, almost 30 from last year. Now this year we're at 19. Now if I could confirm that the GBI on the West 38th shooting that happened days ago, if that was a 20th homicide, or whether if it was a police involved shooting, because like I said, they're still doing the investigation. But if that could be confirmed as a homicide, then that would be the 20th homicide. But you know, like I said, this is the data so far. This is the data for the 17th of last week. Now there are some other things I got to show y'all, like street robbery is down by what, like 50. What else is down? Residential robbery, assault with a gun is higher than from last year. What's another stat on here? Okay, shoplifting is at 828 this year, which shoplifting is probably one of the #1 crimes in Savannah. I mean, shoplifting happens from like the malls mainly. You know, rape is down by 3 this year, which is a terrible crime to think about. Yeah, and I always use this information. If you guys want to like look at this information, I'll leave a link for this. You know, I will say that sometimes they don't put out the information as fast. You know, they should put it out every week, but sometimes it takes about 10 to 12 days for them to post this information. So if you guys want to look at this information more, I'll leave a link in the description box. But that's all the news for right now. It's Pacman Jones with Savannah Seaport News, and stay blessed, Seaport.